Hello, this is Shan Chandrasekhar welcoming you to another delightful part of our programming. We have an extremely distinguished guest in the studio here with us today. He's a highly respected, accomplished Canadian. His worship, the Mayor of Newmarket, Mr. Tony Van Bynen. Tony, it's an absolute honor and a pleasure to have you in the program.
It's a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
It's a pleasure. Hearty congratulations to you. There's been an incredible growth in the city of Newmarket in the last 20 years since we relocated here, when we built our studio here. When we came here, the explosion in terms of the population growth, the infrastructure, the facilities, improvement in social services, improvement in housing. Every area you have excelled. Our hearty congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really been exciting.
Yeah. Tell me, there's 4 levels of government, I believe. I guess there's federal, provincial, regional, and municipal. Tell me about the structure of this across Canada.
Well, it would probably make it easier for me to start at the bottom because that's where I do most of my work.
You're at the grassroots level because you have the first direct contact with the actual community.
That's right. And that's one of the things I like about this job is the things that we do, you can see the results within days, weeks, and months sometimes. But the local municipality looks after probably most of the things that affect your lives every day. We bring safe water, we look after parks, we clean the roads, and then we also provide fire services. And then we go up to the next level of government, which is regional. So we look after the municipal streets, the streets for most of the residential areas. But when you get into the larger roads, like, for example, Yonge Street or Davis Drive, so the major corridors, that's the area of the regional municipality of York because they have to connect between the different municipalities. Now, the regional municipality of York is made out of 9 different municipalities, and as the mayor of Newmarket, I sit on Newmarket Council, but also on York Regional Council. So we get the perspective of the broader region. So the region looks after services for all 9 municipalities, services like police services, emergency services, the major road services. They bring the water to Newmarket. So the region is almost like the wholesaler of water, and then Newmarket distributes it to the household. Other areas is the health services and the community services like affordable housing, and they look after some of the social programs like unemployment insurance, as we used to know it. I think it's called in Works Canada, but they do look after people who are in transition. So that's the second level of government. Then the next level of government is the provincial government, and of course their responsibility is to coordinate all of the major municipalities and the regional government. And they look after the Series 400 highways, as an example. They look after education. They fund education so that that's consistent at the provincial level. And health services, of course, so that that's consistent. And then of course, when you move up into the federal level, and then those are broad national programs that all of the provinces have, and that's like national defense. And I'm sure that there's also a component, the national components of the health programs. So it's very interesting. The work that's done at the national level. You don't get to see the results of that as much as you would say at the local level. If we make a decision on a road or putting a stoplight in to make it safer, you could probably see that happen in the next 2 to 3 months. So that's the part that I like about local municipal government.
Fascinating. When a taxpayer pays the taxes and collected by the federal government, how is this allocation being done? For instance, the mayor of Calgary as compared to the mayor of Halifax, Vancouver or Toronto, Newmarket. How are these allocations done? Is it done purely based on per capita population, or is it based on the area and the development? Is there a ratio? Is there a formula?
Yeah. Now, each of these levels of government that I talked about, they have their own level of taxation. Okay, and there's actually and that's a differentiating point between the municipal and the regional, because the revenues that we get are based on property taxes, whereas the province, their revenues are based on income taxes, and the federal government is based on income taxes. And so the majority of the programs that are funded by the federal government and by the provincial government are income distribution things like some of our income support programs and things like that. For us, it's primarily the services that we deliver within our local municipality, and so that's property tax. And so it's whatever the tax rate is within the town of Newmarket is the budget that we get to work with. And similarly with the region, whatever the property taxes are that are collected within the region is all of the money that they get to work with. And so we establish, actually we've just finished the budget, not finished the budget process, but we've just gone through the budget process for 2010. And York Region's budget is in the range of $1.2 billion.
Fantastic.
And the town of Newmarket, we're still in the process of settling that. What's interesting is that the region of York now represents more than 1 million people, which is quite substantial.
Fabulous. Fabulous. You've had substantial experience in the private sector. You know, you were in the